Discipline doesn't feel calm. It feels restrictive. Most traders expect discipline to feel like confidence, like certainty, like being in control. That expectation is wrong. Discipline feels like being stopped. It feels like watching price move without you. It feels like knowing you want to act and not being allowed to. That moment is where most traders fail, not because they don't know better, but because restriction feels intolerable. This channel isn't about learning setups. It's about why you disobey them. The human brain does not want consistency. It wants relief. Relief from waiting, relief from uncertainty, relief from being uncomfortable. So when rules create friction, the brain looks for exits. It's close enough. This time is different. I'll manage it manually. Those aren't thoughts. They're negotiations. And negotiations only happen when rules are weak. Discipline threatens freedom. Freedom feels like control. So traders protect freedom, even when it costs them money. They don't break rules accidentally. They break them deliberately because rules feel heavy. That heaviness is what they're trying to escape. Here's the part most traders don't want to hear. If you removed every emotional decision you've made, your performance would immediately improve. Not magically, not overnight. Immediately, same strategy, same market, same conditions, less interference. Your biggest losses aren't market failures. They're moments where you decided rules were optional. You didn't forget your plan. You didn't misunderstand your setup. You didn't get unlucky. You knew exactly what you were doing. You just didn't want to tolerate the discomfort of waiting. Because discipline didn't ask you to be smart. It asked you to be still. And stillness feels like weakness to the ego. So instead of waiting, you interfere. You adjust entries. You chase confirmations. You manage trades that never deserve to exist. Not because it's logical, because it feels better than doing nothing. Most traders would rather lose money than feel powerless in front of a moving chart. So they act. Action feels like control. Control feels safe, even when it's fake. Losses feel justified if you are busy. Boredom feels unbearable if you are disciplined. That's the trade-off most traders never admit they're making. Discipline doesn't feel productive. It feels like you're being denied. Denied action. Denied excitement. Denied validation. And that denial is exactly why it works. Discipline removes the illusion that you matter to the market. It strips away your ability to interfere. It forces you to accept that your feelings are irrelevant. That's why people resist it. Because discipline isn't empowering, it's humbling. And most traders aren't losing because they lack knowledge. They're losing because they refuse to surrender control. Here's the rule. If a trade does not meet every condition, it does not exist. Not partially, not emotionally, not close enough. Existence is not negotiable. The moment you start debating entries, you already lost authority. Rules that require discussion aren't rules. They're permissions waiting to be abused. The urge to interfere is not intuition. It's discomfort demanding relief. Emotion doesn't ask loudly. It whispers reasonable explanations. It offers flexibility. It promises control. And every time you listen, consistency erodes. Discipline is not about being strong. It's about removing choice. You don't rise to discipline under pressure. You fall to whatever your rules allow. If your rules allow interference, interference will happen. The market does not care if you feel ready, confident, or frustrated. It does not respond to effort. It does not reward intention. It rewards obedience to probability. If following rules feels restrictive, that's not a flaw. That's the cost. Restriction is the price of consistency. Most traders decide it's too high and spend years paying a much larger price in losses. The market doesn't punish impatience immediately. It lets it survive just long enough to become a habit. Discipline ends habits early. You are not here to feel in control. You are here to execute without emotion. If that feels cold, it should. Rules don't comfort you, they protect you.